Good evening, all you wonderful people out here in Radio Land. It's Wednesday night, it's 8 o'clock, and you know what that means. It's time for another wonderful, exciting episode of the NGSC West Recess. We here on the West, we are the most underrepresented of the lot, and that's what Josh and I are here for. We're here to fight that West Coast bias one show at a time. But that's not to say that we don't have fun also, because we have ourselves a great time while we do that. And I guess I should introduce myself properly while I'm sitting here talking to you all. I am Jerome Butler, a.k.a. Raider Rome, a.k.a. my little brother's big brother, a.k.a. last king of Raider Nation. And fighting this West Coast bias is never a one-man operation, so I'd like to introduce to you the one man that I do trust in this operation. My co-host with the most, my brother of another color, my main man, Josh Madsen.
Good evening, Jerome. Looking forward to the show, and I'm doing really good. Thanks for asking, and let's get this show on the road.
Yep, most definitely, man. Let's get it going. Pretty big week in sports there, Josh. How was your week, man? It's always good to be here with you on the West Coast Recess doing what we do, having ourselves a great time. So tell me a little bit about your week. What's going on in the Matson world?
I'm glad to hear Oklahoma State's going to play Ole Miss in the, what bowl are they going to?
Sugar Bowl.
Sugar Bowl, sorry. So I'm looking forward to that. OU versus Clemson should be a good playoff game, and then you got Alabama and Michigan State, so those are good games I'm looking forward to. Any bowl games in particular that you're looking forward to?
Well, I think that Clemson-Oklahoma game is going to be really, really good. A lot of people so far seem to be giving Clemson a raw deal, even though they are ranked number one in the playoff rankings. I do believe that Deshaun Watson is the best player in the country, and he's going to be able to find plays against that Clemson defense, especially with his running back, Wayne Gallman. So I'm really looking forward to that. And their defense isn't really much of a pushover either. I'm sure they could use a guy like Vic Beasley in a game like this, where he's collecting checks in Atlanta now. But, hey, it's going to be a lot of offense because, I mean, you got over there on the other end, you got Baker Mayfield, and you got their passing game also causing trouble. So you're going to have a lot of offense there. And Sterling Shepard, man, I know you know a thing or two about that guy. He's going to probably be one of the better players on the field also at wide receivers. So you're going to have a lot of scoring. I'm going to go ahead and say Clemson 44, Oklahoma 37. What's your thoughts on this Clemson-Oklahoma game?
You ready to make predictions already? Well, I mean, OU to me is a pretty good team, even though I hate them. Mayfield, pretty damn good quarterback, and Shepard, like you said, is a big play guy. And then we forgot about their running backs, Samaje Perine and Joe Mixon. Those guys are amongst the best running backs in the country. So OU is definitely loaded on offense. They're definitely vulnerable on defense. They got some playmakers on defense, but I think that's where Clemson is going to have to take advantage of them. I don't have a prediction yet for that game. I don't know. It just seems too early for me. I want to make sure no one gets hurt during the next, few weeks. You never know what's going to happen. So I'm going to hold up on a prediction.
Well, that's a pretty smart way to go about things there, Josh. Don't jump the gun too early. I don't know. I'm just pretty excited about it. So,
sure.
I'm just seeing a lot of people pretty much downgrading Clemson and pretty much giving Oklahoma a free pass into the championship. And I'm just here to say, whoa, slow your brakes here for a second.
Well, I think the argument that the people who are jumping on OU right away, I think Clemson hasn't, coming down the stretch, they haven't played that great. I mean, not that. And OU's kind of on fire ever since their Texas loss, so I could see where people are leaning towards OU right now.
Yeah, my thing is, though, I kind of personally think that OU, they should have been beaten by TCU. Gary Patterson's greed is the only reason Oklahoma's probably still in this playoff. And you could start to say that maybe Clemson, they just had themselves a slight bit of boredom going into that game. So it can go either way. But it should be a really, really fun Orange Bowl. And I'm really looking forward to sitting in front of the TV with probably some champagne and checking that out.
Yes, sir. It should be a good one.
Yeah, and up here next, I mean, you got pretty much the physical matchup with Michigan State and Alabama. I mean, that's going to be a pretty fun football game there. I'd like to see how Michigan State's defense is going to hold up from taking repeated pounding at the hands of one Derrick Henry, who probably will win the Heisman Trophy this Saturday. And I do think that they have an advantage at quarterback. I'm going to go ahead and say Connor Cook is probably a better quarterback than Jake Coker. But other than that, Alabama does seem to have the advantage everywhere. But it did seem that way last season when they played Ohio State, and Ezekiel Elliott came on the scene and just gashed Alabama. So hopefully, I mean, I'm not going to make a prediction here, but hopefully Michigan State has something like that up their sleeve, and they can make this a good football game. What do you think about with this match?
I think Michigan State has skated by with some pretty mediocre teams this year, and they pulled a miracle out against Michigan, but I actually, even though I dislike Alabama, I think they're the better team in that game for sure. I actually think Alabama won that one pretty easily. As long as Alabama doesn't make mistakes like they did against Ole Miss, I think it should be an easy win for them.
Well, last time these two got together, Nick Saban and Mike D'Antonio, Bama did win 49-7 in the Citrus Bowl. So I'm hoping nothing similar to that happens, but it seems like Michigan State is kind of playing right now in Alabama's hands with the plot in the head style and no passing game to speak of.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
So back now, we go here to the NFL real quick here. Man, your Patriots seem to have a serious problem going on right now. I know you guys got the injuries right now, and Brady really has nobody to throw to, but Philadelphia, though, they seem like they were dead in the water. They go to Foxborough, and it seems like they found a fountain of youth. Talk about the Eagles just dominating the Patriots for the better part of 3 quarters there, Josh.
I think this game can be summed up as New England played terrible on special teams and Brady made 2 bad interception throws that cost them the game. New England, if you want to see how you lose a football game, go watch that game again, and you'll see how you lose a football game because New England did everything wrong in that game. So they tried to come back in the end, but they just didn't have it. So hey, let's not talk about my Patriots. Let's talk about this big sign-in by the Raiders that just happened. 4-year, $32 million for Michael Crabtree.
Well, I'll say this, Josh. Reggie McKenzie finally did get it right. I mean, we're in a situation now where the salary cap is increasing, and you're at a point where you're going to have to spend a certain amount of money. And why not give the money to a guy more deserving than Michael Crabtree? He's coming there, and along with Amari Cooper, he has solidified this wide receiving corps. He has 7 touchdown catches, and he has an outside shot at get over 1,000 yards receiving himself. So if there's anybody that I want with the young wide receiver for the next 4 years, it is Michael Crabtree. Now let's go ahead and go give some more money to more deserving players. So that was the first step in the rebuilding of the Oakland Raiders. What was your thoughts on Crabtree getting his money?
I think his last year in San Francisco was a bust, and the Raiders got him on the cheap this year, and he's finally shown he's worth the money that he thought he was originally. So good on the Raiders because he has played good for them this year. So I don't knock the sign, and I don't know, $32 million seems like a big number to me, but I guess that's probably the right range for him. So yeah, good sign by the Raiders.
Yeah, I'd have to agree there, Josh. I mean, you got to spend the money somewhere. Spend it on a guy who's actually playing good football. And too bad they can't re-sign guys such as Khalil Mack and Latavius Murray yet. That's going to take a while. But getting Michael Crabtree in, these guys are going to want to stay now. And I do think that McKenzie, he has proven enough to deserve at least another couple of years to continue to build this football team. I'm actually starting to look forward to the draft now because after a horrible performance by our quarterback, Derek Carr, in the 4th quarter, it is starting to look like the Raiders' playoff hopes are starting to slip away. But we'll talk about that a little later. And I guess we'll move on here now to some hoops. We talk about this every week, Josh. Well, we have at least for the last 3 weeks anyway. The Golden State Warriors, man, are they ever going to lose? I mean, Klay Thompson, he's even starting to get into the act now, which makes them even more of a dangerous team. He hit 10 3-pointers last night. I think he would have broke Kobe Bryant's record had he not messed up his ankle late in the game. So Golden State, they've gotten to 23-0. And I was looking at a graphic last night on ESPN. They continue to win. Christmas Day against Cleveland could actually be a pretty historical game where they would be going for their 33rd consecutive victory, which would tie the NBA record against an opponent such as LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I'd really love to see that. Do you think that Golden State can get to 32-0 going into that Christmas Day game with Cleveland? Although Klay Thompson has the ankle, he should be able to play Friday, though.
Yeah, I think they can do it. I wouldn't be confident to put money down on it because there's so many things that could happen within the next 16 days. So you never know. But they have a team to do it. There's no doubt about it, and they are definitely going to try. They don't look like a team that's going to ease up on trying to set records. They're going to lose eventually, though. I mean, eventually it's going to happen. So but I think they're going for the record. I think they really want it. So they have the talent to do it.
Yeah, well, that's just the law of the NBA there. I mean, Josh, nobody goes 8-2-0. I mean, I sit here and play this NBA 2K16 video game. I can't even go 82-0 on easy. So yeah, they will lose at some point. I just wonder if they'll get to that 33. As a Laker fan, hey, y'all can have the 73 wins. Just don't take our 33 in a row. That's where I'm at with it. it.
Speaking of your Lakers, another heartbreaker tonight against Minnesota. Went into overtime, 123-122. Minnesota pulls it out.
Well, it's like I told you last week, Josh. I mean, tank to keep your draft position. There's a kid coming out named Ben Simmons next year from LSU, and if the Lakers could pull that guy in along with Russell and Randall, you've already got the makings of the future of this basketball team. You'll have Kobe off the books, and you'll be able to sign a couple of free agents. So just take this season, go probably 15-67 or something like that. Sure, break all kind of records of futility. That's the only way we're going to actually start the reconstruction of this Los Angeles Lakers dynasty. So losing is like winning. I mean, I know it sounds cliche, but yeah, winning is losing. Losing is winning right now for the Lakers. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think they're playing for a draft position right now. It's pretty much Kobe Bryant celebration, and I guess just show up to the court and just play some basketball and go home at the end of the day. It looks like for this team this year. Hey, I wanted to ask you if you had to choose a team that could beat the Golden State in a series right now, looking at the playoff picture, is there any team in the West that can do it? I mean, San Antonio might be able to do it, I guess.
I'll give you three teams that could probably do it, Josh. The San Antonio Spurs, yeah, that was a good call right there. They're probably the most significant challenger to the Golden State Warriors. I mean, they're getting older and older, but they seem to be getting better and better. Tim Duncan's 39 years old, and he's kind of like got the Charles Woodson syndrome going on, so he would definitely be a big player in that series. And you got guys like Tony Parker, Ginobili, and LaMarcus Aldridge. They can give the Warriors all kind of problems by just plotting and making the game very ugly. The next team I think could do that is the Oklahoma City Thunder. When Westbrook and Durant are clicking, and it seems like they are lately, the Thunder are a team that can play with anyone, and who's to say not defeat them 4 out of 7. The only problem is sometimes Westbrook and Durant, they're not firing on all cylinders at the same time, although they do have a decent third wheel in Serge Ibaka, so I think he can help matters. And the Los Angeles Clippers, if they can pull their heads out of their bottoms and find their game, they've got enough talent also to give Golden State a run, if not defeat them. I mean, Chris Paul, J.J. Redick, Jamal Crawford, Blake Griffin, and DeAndre Jordan, there's no reason. This team has already shown you in 2 games with Golden State this year, they're not afraid to stand up to the Warriors. They actually blew a 23-point lead the last time they got together. So the Clippers, with the rivalry situation going on, they're also one of those teams that could defeat the Golden State Warriors. So no, that team is not bulletproof in the least.
Yeah, I have to agree with the 3 you mentioned. Only other team I would have maybe mentioned was Portland. They got some quality players on that team, but they always seem to be a team that fades down the stretch, so we'll have to see how that goes. As far as my Thunder go, defensively, I don't think they can stop Golden State right now. They definitely have a lot of work to do there, but they are definitely one of the 3 teams that could do it if everything went right.
Good point there, Josh. And how do you feel about San Antonio?
I mean, Leonard's having a great year. They have a lot of depth. I think that's where San Antonio is really strong. Like Golden State, they have a lot of depth. Age is an issue, of course, for San Antonio, but I don't really see anything that would make me think that Tim Duncan's not going to perform in the playoffs or anything like that. So, and Tony Parker, I mean, Popovich always has done a good job with that team with resting the older guys. So I think you'll see a lot more of that down the stretch, and I think San Antonio will be ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, that will be pretty interesting to see here. And before we move on here to tell everyone what's on tap tonight, man, did you get to see that major upset last Thursday night with my UCLA Bruins striking down the number 1 Kentucky Wildcats in Pauley Pavilion, 87-77? Thomas Welch had himself a huge game, scoring 25 points. But the big play, did you see that dunk by Prince Ali on Alex Poitras? He served up a major facial. If you haven't seen that dunk, get on YouTube or get on CBS somewhere and check that dunk out, Josh. Man, that got UCLA going, and major upset. Did you get to check it out any of it?
Confession, I did not see it. But what I can say is Kentucky seems to be, don't they have 2 losses now? I'm pretty sure they lost UCLA, and who was the other? Did they lose earlier in the year?
No, Kentucky's only loss so far is the UCLA. They struggled with Eastern Kentucky a bit tonight, but they finally put them away by 20 late.
All right. Well, I mean, I haven't watched any college basketball, so I guess it really wouldn't be fair of me to really comment on it at the moment.
Oh, okay, no biggie. I mean, honesty is the best policy. Next time, be prepared.
All right, I'll watch some college basketball.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay, sounds like somebody just joined us. Who's that over there?
What's up, guys? How's it going tonight?
How you doing there, Matt?
Doing great.
All right, good to see you, man. We'll have you on for your segment here in about 5 minutes. So we're going to get into a couple of recaps here, then we'll have you ready to rumble.
Sounds great.
All right, good deal here. Yeah, speaking of these recaps here, Josh, I guess we should go ahead and get started here in St. Louis, where the Rams, they seem to just pretty much folded up the tip, man. That's just a horrible, horrible football team they've got Nick Foles at quarterback. I mean, Case Keenum probably wouldn't have done any better, but Arizona, they dominated you with their third string running back, and Carson Palmer, he's playing great football.